Hello. Over the past few years, ZF has developed a set of smart applications which all belong to our new Smart Energy Solutions portfolio. Now, all of these applications work towards one goal, which is to help reduce a fleet's fuel invoice. Now, today we're going to talk about TX-FUELCOMPASS, and it's doing exactly the same thing, but in a very special and innovative way. Because you see, TX-FUELCOMPASS is a so-called big data-driven analytical tool. And that's giving it the unique capability to provide a completely new set of insights to fleet owners. It's exactly those insights that will empower fleets to control the refuel activities of their fleet, to optimize their refuel behavior, and that ultimately is going to cut the fuel use and their fuel costs. Let's have a look exactly how that works.
TX-FUELCOMPASS is indeed our first web-based fuel-related application. It helps you analyze and optimize your fuel-related cost within your company. In FUELCOMPASS, you will actually find 5 different tabs that will each offer you a different level of analysis. If we go through them one by one, you will see some highlights of what the application can do for you. In the first tab called Fleet, you will find a global overview of the activity of your fleet. These are centered around 4 main KPIs, which are the distance driven by your fleet, the total volume of fuel consumed by your trucks, the average consumption, or the utilization rate of your fleet. You can very easily visualize all of these KPIs in this interface that will give you a quick glance of what your company is doing over the last few months, and you can even compare the activity of one month with the other. You will find back the groups that you have created in your fleet management system that will be automatically synchronized with this application and will offer you the possibility to filter even more and even deeper within the different KPIs that are offered. But this first Fleet tab is mainly a global overview of the activity. If you want to dig deeper in the application, you can then move to the second tab called Refueling. And in Refueling, we will offer you the possibility to visualize the location and the activity done by your driver. Where are they refueling? How much are they refueling? How much are they paying? Is that a suspicious refueling? Were you invoiced more than what you actually paid for? Or are they following the recommendation that you are giving them in terms of country and location? You will also be able to track your complete pricing history, and the most important aspect of that feature will be that the pricing you see in the application are your prices. They are coming from your transactions provider and your fuel card provider, meaning this application is tailor-made and custom-made for each single fleet. The Refueling tab will then give you insights on how to optimize your refueling strategy, what kind of information should you give to your drivers. You can even analyze the complete trip of a driver to look at the way he did refuel and find out if he did that in the most optimal way for you in terms of pricing or not. With that application, we go so far as to suggesting where the driver should have refueled so that the transaction would have been the best one for you in terms of cost. When it comes to the different possibility of the Refueling tab, there are many different analyses that you could do. But they will mostly depend on what your target is in terms of optimization and how your company is currently organized. So let's then move to the third tab, which is called Trucks. As the name suggests, the third tab is mostly focused on the technical health of your truck. You will find back the now familiar KPI that you already saw in the Fleet tab with the distance, volume, consumption, and utilization rate of your fleet, your timeline, and your different possibility of filter, like the group filter, country filter, or you can even filter at truck level. In this tab, we will very easily show you how to compare the different average consumption of your truck or check if one truck is behaving normally compared to the rest of the fleet or not, always in terms of consumption. You can even look at the complete fleet and find out if one part of your fleet is behaving more correctly than another part. Again, it's very easy to get all the details about one specific truck just by selecting the truck you want to have a look at. and clicking on it so that you immediately get all the detail about that specific vehicle. Once you know exactly what your truck are doing, we can then focus on the next tab, which is the Drivers tab. In the Drivers tab, what we are doing is offering you a ranking on your drivers based on their average consumption. But the very interesting thing here is that we are comparing the drivers together. So what we are looking at here is one driver that has driven in this company 3 different trucks, and the blue dots that you are seeing here around that are the other drivers that have driven the same 3 trucks. And we are basically showing you here that the selected driver here is the one that is performing in the worst way possible every time, unrelated to the truck is driving, unrelated to the distance it's driving. This tab will allow you to identify which drivers should be removed from the road to be trained in priority in terms of eco-driving or eco-training. Of course, and as in every other tab, you can apply some filters depending on the distance driven by the drivers, depending on the number of trucks he would have driven, and so on and so on. And in the last tab, we will offer you the possibility to check all the drops that are happening in your fleet. You will be able to have a look at the size of the drop, the location of the drop, who was the driver in the truck when the drop happened, and all other related information.